Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, 2 shows left from the weekend. So, we are going to go over Unsanctioned Pro Mulligan. It was a show that was on the 2nd. It was one of the evening shows. It was on 7 p.m. I was watching Mania, so I didn't get a chance to watch it live. We had some pretty good matches here. We had some titles on the line. We had some hardcore stuff. So yeah, we had a title change even, which was kind of impressive. So we had, first off, we started the show off with the Unsanctioned Pro Tag Team titles on the line. We had champions Cincinnati's Most Wanted, Aaron Williams and Lord Crewe, going up against YoKai, Janai, and Yoya. Cincinnati's Most Wanted was able to retain their titles. I gave it a 3 1/4 star. Next up, we had a 3-way match. We had Lexus Montez going up against Bryan Keith and Kevin Blackwood. Bryan Keith is a brawler. Kevin Blackwood is a striker. Lexus Montez never had the honor of watching him in a match until this one. A triple threat match like this that lasted 10 minutes. These guys put on a great show. I ended up giving it a 3 1/2 star. Next up, we had our normal 6-way scramble match. We had AC Perry, Everett Cross, Mike Swanson, Nate Webb, Sam Stackhouse, and the Whisperer. Good little match. Sam Stackhouse, big boy, yeah. And Ace Perry, I've seen him on a few other independent shows. He was able to get the victory here. I ended up giving it 3 1/4 star. Next up, we had Kristen Robinson versus Billie Starkz. Kristen Robinson getting the victory. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. And then we had a gauntlet match. It was basically the world against Jeffrey John. No one likes Jeffrey John. So we had a gauntlet match. AKIRA, Morgan Taylor, and Ron Bass Jr. all trying to beat Jeffrey John. Morgan Taylor failed, Ron Bass Jr. failed, but AKIRA, the deathmatch prince, came out and was able to get the victory over Jeffrey John in the 2 1/2 star match. Next up, we had 1/3 of Young, Dumb, and Broke, Charlie Tiger versus Robert Martyr. Charlie Tiger getting the victory there in a 3-star match. Then we had the Ohio Wrestling Alliance OWA Heavyweight title on the line. We had champion Tre Lamar versus Tim. Tim actually stands for Timmy Lou Rhett. Tim for short. Tre Lamar ended up retaining his title here in a 3-star match. Next up, we have the Unsanctioned Pro Heavyweight title on the line. Champion Cole Radrick, who's recently returned to the death match scene. And you could tell his back was all jacked up. You see where he had been cut and scratches and going up against Speedball Mike Bailey. I've said his name so much in these videos. But you know what? He did not disappoint. Him and Cole Radrick went out there and put on a 3 1/4 star match. Cole Radrick was able to retain his Unsanctioned Pro Heavyweight title. Next up, we had the Unsanctioned Pro Hardcore title line. Champion Hardcore Great, Hardcore Legend, Alois Cologne versus Kevin Giza. Match was okay. Alex Cologne hurt his arm earlier in the collective. He actually lost his title here. It's only about 3 minutes long. I don't remember which show it was that he hurt his arm on, but yeah, you could tell his arm was bothering him when the show started. And when Gizza hooked the submission hold on that arm, it was tapped like that. So I don't know if he's going to miss some time. That's why they got the title off of him or what. But Kevin Gizza, you're new. You're Unsanctioned Pro Hardcore Champion. And then we ended it with a death match. Casanova Valentine versus Hoodfoot. Oh yeah. Hoodfoot once again bled all over the ring. These two put on a pretty decent death match. Wasn't the greatest death match in the world, but it was good. Casanova Valentine getting the victory. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. So that was Unsanctioned Pro Mulligan review. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show. We have one more show left from the collective. And then later on tonight, we'll get the review up of the biggest Monday Night Raw of the season. And then we'll do the best of for the collective and the whole WrestleMania weekend. What a weekend of shows. Thank you for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day at Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.